Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we are making a carrot wreath. And I'm going to use one of these things you pick up at Hobby Lobby or any craft store. I picked this up at Hobby Lobby, that's why I said that. But you can get these at Michael's. I've not seen them at Walmart, but I have seen them at the other stores. So check this out. What this actually is a stand that they use for wreaths and things. Like you hook the wreath here and it holds it up, like especially a lot of times they'll use these at like the grave sites, or if you wanted to put something outside and kind of stake it in the ground. That's what this guy is. So I purchased 2 of these because I was going to make 2 carrots, but for today we're just going to make 1. And the first thing I did, I don't need all of this extra length where these feet are or where these legs are. So you could, if you had some really strong wire clippers, you could cut those away. But what I did was just fold them down. Let me show you what mine looks like anyway, not how I did it, because it was a little bit of muscle work. But you can see I just folded those side pieces in, and then this center piece I folded down and just kind of got this all gathered up here. And I'm going to use a chenille stem to kind of put that in the middle. So now what I'll have is this shorter piece, and I need to take the price tag off, and it'll be ready to make a carrot out of. Now, if that is too much for you, and I totally get it if it is, I want to show you another option. I took a coat hanger and I shaped it into the shape of a carrot. And you could totally do this with a coat hanger. The only thing you would probably need to do is take some chenille stems or some pipe cleaner or wire and just give yourself an extra support in the middle. But you could totally do this with a coat hanger. So we're going to do this with this piece because I've already done all the folding and the bending. So I took a chenille stem or a pipe cleaner and I just wired this to the middle, sort of to the middle. I don't know that it's going to stay exactly in the middle, but I'm not going to stress about it because the ribbon's going to cover it up. Now the ribbon to make the carrot that I'm going to use is this really wide stuff, and I picked this up at a place called Home Sense, which is local to where I'm at, and it was regular $10.99 on sale for $8.99, and you can see just how much is in there. It's a good bit. I went ahead and picked up 2 rolls because I wasn't sure how much I would need, and this didn't say how much was on it, so I just grabbed 2 rolls. Now I'm going to use pipe cleaners or chenille stems, whatever you want to call them, or even Walmart calls them fuzzy sticks now. So I'm using brown ones because I couldn't find orange. If you can find orange, do that, but I couldn't find any. Now this is 25 pipe cleaners that came in that little bag, and what I'm going to do is roughly cut them in half. Just find the center and just go to cutting. And I'm just using my Tim Holtz scissors to cut them. If you have wire cutters, don't use your good scissors for this. Even though it will cut them, just don't mess your good scissors up. All right, we're going to basically make our own work wreath. You've seen these before where you can buy the wreath that has the little pieces that are poking up for you to put your ribbon through. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to come to the end down here, and I'm just going to wire this on and leave myself this piece sticking up so that I can put my ribbon into it. And I'm going to do that all the way up the middle, and I'm going to do that all the way around the sides. Now, don't worry if you don't know exactly how many you should put on just yet. It's not going to matter because we can always add them as we go because we're making this ourselves. But to get myself started, I'm just going to go ahead and put some on about every, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inches up the middle here. Okay, so now it looks like a big mess, but I've just made basically a work wreath for us. The ribbon we're going to use is this big wide one. This ribbon is about 4 inches, I think. Let me see. Yep, this is a 4-inch wide ribbon, and it is a mesh ribbon, and it has a little shimmer to it. That's not as important as just getting a good mesh ribbon. It doesn't matter if it has shimmer or not. Now I'm going to start at the bottom by making a loop, just like this. I've just made a loop, and I'm going to squish this together where I made that loop, kind of giving myself a starting point. Okay, so I've just kind of squished that like half a bow. Now I'm going to go to the end of my wreath form where I've put all these little pipe cleaners on, and I'm just going to stick that loop between one of those pipe cleaners, and I'm going to twist it on snugly. Kind of get your hand down in there and so just kind of twist it on there. Now that's going to be kind of the tip or the point of my carrot. Okay, now I'm going to work up the middle first. And because of that, if you decided you didn't want to put these other guys on just yet, I'm going to move them out of the way for the video purposes so you guys can see. If you only wanted to put the middle on, you could, and then come back and put your pipe cleaners on later. But I didn't want to have to do that after I had all this ribbon on. I thought it would be best if I just went ahead and put them on. Now I'm going to go to the next pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to kind of make a loop with my mesh. As tall as you want your carrot to be, like as full as you want it to be, you can decide that. And I'm kind of pulling it forward, do you see that? And I'm going to twist this pipe cleaner around that piece. So we're just making loops up the middle. We're just straight going up the middle. So now I'm going to make another little, or actually not even make a loop. I'm just going to grab that ribbon, pull some forward, just like if you were making a geo mesh wreath or a deco mesh wreath. Go to the next pipe cleaner and put that in there and twist. You can adjust the size of your loops, and remember I said already, we can always add more pipe cleaners if we need to add more loops. Let me show you. It's kind of hard to see, I know, the way I'm doing this on top, but you can see I'm just kind of not so much looping as I am just ruffling or just making puffs of the ribbon. So you see it's just puffed up. All right, so now we'll do the next one. And again, I'm going to find that pipe cleaner that I want to use, which is this one right here. I'm going to give myself some ribbon. I don't know how much I need exactly, so I don't want to cut it. I'm going to come to this portion of the ribbon and grab like a piece of it here, stick it into that pipe cleaner and twist. The other thing too, this is the middle of your carrot. So you see how we can adjust this. If we want it real full, we can move those up and down. I'm just going to get the first part of it started, and then we can decide if we want to add more. With this being the middle, we could probably really fill it in better on the sides, you know, once we get to the side. So I'm not going to stress about how much is in the middle just yet. When we get to those sides, if we need to add, we'll add then. I'm at the top now, but I'm still doing the same thing, making a loop, cinching that ribbon, putting it into the pipe cleaner, and twisting it down. So that's the center portion. It doesn't look like much. When we add the other two sides, it's going to fill in for us. I'm just going to cut this away at the top because that's all I'm going to use here. And don't worry, all of that will be hidden when we put our topper on our carrot as well. So doesn't look like much yet, does it? That's the way geomesh and mesh projects are. They look bad before they look good. Now, based on the looseness of this in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and add some more pipe cleaners, but I think I'm going to fill these up first and then add more as I get to the bottom. So we're going to start with some more of the ribbon. We're going to make another half loop like a bow, just like we did before. So I have a half loop. I'm going to go right beside my original one and put it into that next pipe cleaner. Kind of twist it into place. This is where your carrot will start to fill up. You kind of just have to trust the process and keep going. Okay, so there's my first loop on that piece. I'm going to grab it here. I'm going to pinch this in, okay? I'm going to push it forward to make myself a loop and then put it into that next pipe cleaner and twist it down. Now I'm going to keep going. Now this time, because like I said, I'm going to add more, I'm pushing these forward to give myself the fluffier end down here. See how that's getting fluffier? So you can just push and push, and then you'll know exactly how much you want to add. Find another pipe cleaner. Twist this guy into it. And then push it forward to make the loop. So I'm feeling good about how that's starting to get full at the bottom. See how we can kind of mess with it? And don't forget, we still have the other side to do over here too. So I'm just going to continue doing this all the way up the side. Now, as you can see, I only have one side done and that center filler piece we put in, okay? And I want to tell you how many pipe cleaners I used along this one side. So there's 21 pipe cleaners, so there's 21 loops, right? That's what I used there on the side, just to give you an idea. So if you think, gosh, I'm adding so many loops, it's a lot of loops, but don't stress about it. The fuller it is, the better. Now I'm going to cut it away at the top, and I already know that once I get through with the carrot, the body portion of the carrot, I'm going to come back and do some filler at the top, so don't worry about how this looks right now. We'll get to that. Now I've made myself that first loop again. I'm going to come to my first available pipe cleaner and twist that in at the bottom. And then I can move that into place wherever I need it. And I think something like that is good. You know, I kind of want this point feel, so I don't want to fill the bottom up too much. I want it to have kind of a point. So if you start your loops back here and just have the one or two at the front, that's good because it gives you that point of a carrot. Now we just start looping cinching, and pipe cleaning again. And then I push it forward. And that's how I'm deciding how many I want. I'll make one and I'll push it forward. Now I can push it way forward, or I can just kind of let it feel. Whatever you want for the feel of your carrot. I'm pushing mine pretty snug together. So come back here, grab some, find the next pipe cleaner that I have connected, twist it on, and once it's twisted, I'm just kind of pushing it forward. The cool thing about this ribbon is it kind of grabs itself into itself, like it's got these kind of nubbly edges and it grabs on. So you're just going to do that all the way down until this side is as full as your other side. So now you can see how full the carrot is getting. He's getting really full, isn't he? So, but the top is a little puny, and that's okay. We're going to fix it. I'm going to come up here. Let me flip this guy over for you. And on this bar across here, I'm going to loop as well, and it's going to fill in this hole and the top. So we're just going to continue doing what we've been doing. I'm going to cut this one away. Probably don't even have to cut it away. You could just keep going, but for me it'll be easier to kind of show you what I'm going to do. But I'm going to continue doing what I did on the sides along this bar at the top. So I'm going to add chenille stems and loops as I go. Twist it. I've had people ask me why I call them chenille stems. It's kind of interesting. I used to work at a craft store a long time ago when I first got started, like when I was 19, 20 years old, and we called them chenille stems. We were actually told to call them chenille stems and not pipe cleaners. I don't know. That's just kind of the official name of them, is that they are chenille stems. So that's why I do it. So if I mess up and I say chenille stem or pipe cleaner, it's all the same thing. So now you can see we filled in that top nicely. I'm to my very end piece, and I'm going to make one last loop and then just trim this off. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and trim it because I know this is what I need to let me get into there. And then I'm just going to do this and tuck it down and chenille it down, or pipe cleaner, or wire it down. Now I'm going to go back to these areas where the pipe cleaners aren't tucked because I didn't tuck them. I'm just going to kind of grab them and tuck them. You're not really seeing them. Probably on camera you are because of the lighting, but in real life they're kind of tucked down in there anyway. But I'm just going to go through and tuck them and fluff my loops all at the same time. I purchased this at I think Hobby Lobby for $1.50. No, look, the name's on there. Walmart, duh. I got this at Walmart for $1.50. This is that green tubing that I never really know what to do with. And I've been trying to pay attention lately to see if I could come up with a cool way to use it. And here's what I'm going to do. See how it's already attached? I'm not undoing that. I'm going to come to the bottom and I'm going to kind of gather it up kind of snug on top of that knot. And I'm going to put a chenille stem or a pipe cleaner around it really tight. Might even twist that so I can get it nice and snug there in that center portion. I'm going to pull this guy and close him down. Just like that, lock him into place. Now see, I have kind of this fluffy top, and I'm not going to cut it loose. You might think we should cut them, but if you cut them, you're going to kind of lose that fluffy topness of it. So now I'm going to bring our carrot back over. And I'm going to attach it to the top. And look how cute that's going to be as a little topper for our carrot. The way I'm going to attach it, you guessed it, pipe cleaner, chenille stems. Just going to take them and wire him on. I'm going to feed a chenille stem through this thing that I made here at the bottom. Then I'm going to feed it under one of the wires and bring it around and twist it together. The trick here is tight. Twist it very tight. I'll cut that extra chenille stem away. And I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other side as well. This extra little fluffy part we've got here, I'm going to tuck it down. And I'm going to wire it around this center pole just to get it out of our way. So that's all nice and snug in the back. And when we flip him over, he's a cute little carrot top. So there he goes. I know how impossible this is for you to see now that it has grown in camera, but I will hang him up and take pictures and let you see what he looks like so you can see how to make your own mesh ribbon carrot. By the way, we didn't use anywhere near this full roll. Look how much I still have left over. So plenty of ribbon left to do another one, or who knows how many we could get done. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little carrot wreath. Look for pictures at the end of this video, as well as you probably saw one in the thumbnail when we got started. Now, if you make a ribbon mesh wreath or a geo mesh or deco mesh wreath or carrot, please share it with us on our Facebook group, which is called Maymay Made It, and so did I. I look forward to seeing what you guys create. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.